the Super Bowl, right? Even when it came to the Super Bowl, it was a good moment for Black people, for Blackness, and you had nothing good to say about it, and then wanted to say that, oh, that's the time for us to be entertained. If you were really pro-Black, you would understand the reason why he chose that moment to do what he did, right? Because we're all so used to being entertained, and that's all these white people want us to be, right? Just entertaining them, right? A lot of the times, you assimilate a lot with their rhetoric and with their mindset. So just because you can cut a check, it's a racist company right now cutting checks for Black people
But it's
every
Jazz,
day.
it's not
That
about
doesn't
just
mean
cutting it.
that doesn't mean that they appreciate and value Black people. I don't think that you do. Just because you have some Black women that fuck with you, they probably also have egregious things to say about Black women. And
Okay, so who fights with you? Because at least Anton, some people know him, some people don't, but people who are watching this video probably know him. So who knows you? Because you are criticizing everything he doesn't do, but what have you done? Like, show us receipts that, hey, listen, I'm criticizing because I'm paying, tuition for 3 kids, for 3 orphans. I'm doing ABCD. Like, give us your blueprint of how you are supporting. You liking Beyonce and liking Kendrick Lamar doesn't make you pro-Black. Like, that doesn't do anything for the community.
Black people and Black people as a collective. You sit here and you try to deny racism every day. You make it seem like that when we bring up these irrefutable facts about systemic racism, that we're all just playing the victim. But you don't ever have the smoke for the people that actually put it in place and designed it like this. This has been literally, and you say you know law and the government, then how don't you know about COINTELPRO? How don't you know about all these things that the government literally put into design to keep Black people at a disadvantage in this country? So
Jazz,
all
why
I
don't you
do is
tell
bring
white
these
people
things.
that then?
All I do is bring these things up, Anton.
Well, the white
All I
people
do is
about your issues. Why are you telling us
all I
like
do
we're
is
not Black
all
though?
I do is bring these things up, right? Because you
Go to
have a
white
very
panels
large
and bring it up
platform.
to them. That's
So
your
like I was
issue.
saying, all you do, when I try to bring these things up, I get called a victim. That's not showing me love. You're saying that I'm not the one that doesn't listen to people's perspectives. Every time I bring up the perspective of what really is going on today as far as white people and Black people in this country, you cutting me off.
He can listen and disagree with you. He doesn't have to agree with you to show that he supports Black people. That's her issue. Her issue is she wants everyone to agree with everything that she says. But the reason they have a panel is because they have different minds. Everyone has their own minds. And it would be so dumb if everyone agreed with everybody. So for her to try to force him and everyone else on the panel to agree with everything that she's talking about, that would be foolish. That wouldn't, move the conversation forward.
Calling me a victim, you're not open to hearing none of that, but you are open to hearing and spewing a lot of white supremacist rhetoric. So you're not even saying,
Girl, how am
you're
I
not even
cutting
standing
you
on who
off?
you are. And just because you cut a check, that means nothing, babe.
You know,
It means not. It means something because few people can do it. That's number one. Number two, it means something because you are not doing it. Number three, it means something because it's changing someone's life. If someone gave me $50 right now, it will change my life. If we're going to be honest. So clearly, money moves things. That's why you go to work, because money actually does some change. Because we can talk all the game we want to talk, but if we don't have the dollars to actually create change and get the pieces moving, it does nothing. So for you to actually, I'm actually, offended on behalf of Anton. Because what message is this showing to other men who are trying to put money where the mouth is putting money in the community, and then you have a Black woman attacking him that you giving money to the community is not enough or is nothing? What message?
You're waiting for reparations, so it means something. For people waiting for reparations, getting cut a check means something. So I don't know.
Exactly.
but you know what's so interesting about it though?
But you waiting on the check to get cut.
Hold on.
Let him reply. Jazz, you gotta let him reply. You went on for a while. Let him reply.
The person that's always talking about getting cut off, somehow you keep on ending back up on the platform. Because if that was the case, then I wouldn't even have you back. First of all. Secondly, you get more talk
It's a
time.
clear reason why you have me here, and it ain't because you like me like that.
Well, hold on.
No, the reason he brings you back because it would be an echo chamber. Like I said, it's a panel so that people can agree or disagree. Otherwise, if everyone agreed with themselves, if Anton only let on people who agree with his points, that wouldn't be, first of all, it wouldn't be entertaining. Secondly, it wouldn't move the conversation forward. We wouldn't have solutions if everyone agreed with each other. It would be a damn conversation to have. If we already agree, we don't have to have the conversation because we're moving on the same path. We need different minds to disagree with each other. I don't agree with everything Anton says, but that means we can, it sharpens the mind if you disagree and try to find solutions.
All the money when my name being thrown in these super
Hold
chats.
on, guys. Anton doesn't pick the panels.
Oh, I understand that, but he just said that he can determine who's on it.
Yeah, if he didn't, he's basically saying, Jazz, if he didn't like you, if he didn't like black people,
he don't gotta like me when he getting a check off my name every time a check is name's been sitting at super chat.
Now that's disingenuous, because even if I'm reacting off Anton's video, it doesn't mean I'm just getting money off his name, because I had to put the camera on, I had to talk, I had to put the lights on, still I had to put in some work. You know what I mean? And if you really want him, if he was really getting a check just from you, he would only be posting just your videos, just videos with Jazz, with just you. But he posts lots of content, different content, and you're not part of that content. So again, I'm offended on behalf of Anton Daniels.
This man has other channels. You think
Facts.
What I'm saying is this. Of course, I'm going to stay on the platform when this type of discourse happens.
Yeah,
the shit goes up. He goes against me, I goes against him.
Guys, you're not understanding it. These little super chats ain't nothing compared to what he's making on other channels.
I'm not saying that, but
no, because you're thinking that he's just got money. That's all he. No, listen.
That's what I'm talking about.
No. That's what all you listen to.
That's literally all he talks about.
Wait, but Jazz, listen to the Millionaire Morning Show.
The only thing he had good to say about black people was that he cut them a check.
Listen to the Millionaire Morning Show.
Talking about money.
Listen to the advice that he gives the people. Listen to the advice that he gives people that wants to content create. Listen to the advice that he tells people to do what to their income.
I'm number one. Literally, I'm part of his Patreon, and he talks about different things, whether it's real estate, content creation for me, how to save money, taxes, and things like that. He talks about different topics. So I can say I'm first victim when it comes to listening to what he has to say when it has nothing to do with money, but just improving yourself and just, pursuing something that you like. So I don't know what she's talking about.
I think you only listen to tidbits of but he has done a lot for people, and it didn't only involve money. That's the thing I think you don't realize.
Girl, well, listen. Until he literally can have an understanding conversation on why black people are owed a lot in this country, and we didn't destroy our communities alone. We're set back right now based on the things that they destroyed from us back then. We would have been so much further ahead economically if they weren't constantly tearing down things that we built.
Jazz, what's the
and my thing is this: we know this to be true. And instead of saying, why was they tearing everything down?
Let me ask
talk about black people and why we upset about it.
Okay, Jazz.
You guys noticed all the other ladies have been quiet majority of the time, and she's been talking the whole time only because Anton Daniels disagreed with her. It's like you can disagree with someone, but you don't have to make them and force them to believe and agree with what you have to say. Maybe you have to lay out your points better, logically explain your points, where then you can turn them and they get to agree with what you're saying. But you don't have to become rude and loud and think you're going to be right.
I get it. Let me ask you a question. So what about the black people that are successful?
What about them?
Okay, so what did they do to get to where they're at?
Mm-hmm. Good question.
Were they in the past regarding slavery?
Girl,
how did they become successful? I'm confused. Like, why are we
baby, you gotta stop this. Because just because an individual can make it out the hood, an individual can do things to get to a certain level of success, does not mean that the community The community effort is the same way. And the thing is, instead of having smoke for the people that actually destroyed our efforts on being successful, we would have been so much further ahead
So,
had
Jazz,
they
what do
just
we do
left
moving
us.
forward?
Had they just left us alone,
Okay,
we
What do we
would have
do?
had legacy. We
What do
would
we
have
do
had.
moving?
Yeah, I mean, she's complaining more than giving solutions. So this lady Q is simply asking, hey, listen, have there been some black people who have made it out of the hood and become successful? Yes. In other words, should other people at least try to emulate the same steps those people took? The answer could be possibly yes. But she's talking about how everyone is being held back. And it's like, okay, what's your solution? We have heard the issues. What's your solution? What do you have in mind that we should do? You know, raising your voice and saying how the white man is holding you behind isn't the solution. What's your solution? How can we navigate the situation so that everyone can be successful? Which we know majority of people will never be like successful if we're going to be talking about rich, but everyone can be successful in their own way. What's the best way we can do? Personally, we can start by stopping having broken families, because it starts right there. We can start trying to preach marriage before you have babies. You know, we can start to try to preach, you know, good relationships between each other, because that's where success begins at home. If a kid didn't see success at home, it's going to be hard for them to be successful on their own.